Final Fantasy XVI is my most hyped game of the year, and I finally got to have my hands on the demo the other day. Does it live up to the hype? Let's talk about it. Welcome back, everybody. I don't want to bury the lead like a lot of reviewers do, so I'm going to get it out of the way right up front. I fucking loved this demo. This got me super excited for the game, and the 3.5 hours or so that I spent playing the demo were an absolute delight. If you want to see the actual demo gameplay, go ahead and click the link, go back to that video, and you can watch that right there. But I'm sure you're wondering already, who the hell am I? Like, who is this guy to tell you whether or not the demo's any good? Well, let me tell you who I am. I'm AJ Starkiller, and as it says over on my Twitch page, I'm just a simple guy who loves JRPGs, and specifically Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII, along with The Legend of Dragoon, were some of the first games to get me absolutely invested in storytelling and video games. I would not be here today, the creator that I am, if it were not for Final Fantasy. In fact, I love Final Fantasy so much that after I get through playing 16 on my Twitch, shameless plug, for more of my content, please go follow me over on Twitch. I'm thinking about doing a retrospective over every Final Fantasy game that I can play on my PS5, playing through all of them, talking about the history of gaming, the history of Final Fantasy, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So if any of that sounds kind of interesting to you, or you just want to hang out, like I said, go give me a follow over there. But enough about me. Let's talk about the Final Fantasy XVI demo. Now, I'm going to do this review like I do any game review. I'm going to give you the story, mechanics, and presentation, and then wrap it all up and see, does it pass the vibe check?
What do you mean, you refuse? Did you not pledge your swords to our cause?
The story of Final Fantasy XVI is poised to be a Game of Thrones-esque political epic. From the opening minutes of the game, you are dropped into an intense political standoff between multiple nations. And the unfolding political narrative drives the first few hours of gameplay. Your main character is Clive, a prince on a mission for revenge, who uses the magic of icons to devastate his foes. Honestly, I don't want to give away any more than that, so that's all I'm going to tell you for now. This is easily the most mature this franchise has ever been, both in terms of sweeping visuals and the amount of F-bombs that get thrown around. Which, of course, you know, I fucking love. In fact, one character calls another a cock within the first 10 minutes of the game. And then things get kind of, spicy. All I've ever wanted is a mature game in the Final Fantasy series that brings it back to its fantasy roots, and this looks like it's going to be the game that finally delivers that. Alright, let's talk mechanics. Now, the first time I played through the demo, I kind of struggled with the new mechanics, like evade is R1 instead of circle like it is in most titles, and the targeting is pretty wonky. But by the second time I played through the demo, yes, I played it twice, I found them to be actually quite fluid and really fun. One thing I did want to mention though, there's no mini-map in this game. In fact, if you need to highlight your objective direction, you can do so by pressing and holding down the left stick. That causes the camera to focus in a direction and gives you a glance where you're supposed to go. The reason I mark this as a negative, though, is that it just highlights how linear the level design is, and that's honestly a bit disappointing to me. But so long as the game delivers in areas like story and presentation, I can forgive the lack of exploration. Now, the controls themselves are simple to learn, but there is deceptive depth later on. In the first portion of the demo, I worried that the gameplay might get stale after about 20 hours or so, especially since you can only play as Clive. But I will say that the second portion of the demo completely assuaged that fear. I was blown away by the number of options I had in combat and the number of buttons that I had to map and keep track of in combat. Between changing icon abilities in real time, giving your Hound Torgal commands, and managing items use, I was honestly a bit overwhelmed at times. Also, you can jump in this game. You've never been able to jump in a Final Fantasy game, and that blows my mind by itself. While I'm still not sold on being confined to only playing as one character for the entire game, the variety on display in the demo really gives me the feeling that this is going to be exciting and engaging the entire way through the game. Video games are a visual medium, and this game is stunning in every single frame. From interacting with people inside the castle gates, to fighting goblins in the swamp, to the sweeping, epic kaiju fights between icons, this game is gorgeous. Subtle touches from the afterimage left behind during precision dodges, to the way characters' hairs fall. The care given to this game's visuals is evident. The score is equally fantastic, with homages to previous games in the franchise, and there's an operatic victory sound after combat sometimes that you'll immediately recognize even if this is your first Final Fantasy. That's right, the game gives you that sweet, sweet aural. Aural, A-U-R-A-L, you nasties. I'm sure we'll find some people whining that the game isn't this hyper-realistic masterpiece they were dreaming of, but in my opinion, this game nails the classic Final Fantasy stylings while bringing the franchise into the future. Let's be honest, this game passes the vibe check. It passes it so fast that it demolishes the checkpoint as it goes by. Everything about this game's vibe is perfect. Even if the gameplay isn't exactly what you were looking for, or there's exploration elements missing, it just feels like Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy XVI is returning the franchise back to its titular genre in a way that feels both unique and familiar. The gameplay feels like it's going to have a nice curve of evolution that will leave you feeling satisfied and engaged throughout. Whether you are a seasoned soldier from the ranks of Ivalice or Midgar, or you're a first-time Final Fantasyer, try saying that 3 times fast, this game is going to have something for you to enjoy no matter who you are. And you can trust me because I'm not being paid for this review. But if anybody from Square is watching this, I would be. I would sell out in a heartbeat. Papa's got bills to pay. But no, in all reality, I really enjoyed this demo, and if you're anything like me, I feel like we're gonna love this game. I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did and you want to see more of this, give this video a like, hit the follow button, smash the bell for notifications whenever I make a new video, and please leave me a comment telling me what you thought, what you want to see going forward, because I want to do more of these reviews for new games that come out and for games that we finish on the Twitch, so let me know if you enjoy this content. Speaking of my Twitch, if you want to hang out with me in real time, I really prefer hanging out on Twitch, so please follow me over there. That's where I make the majority of my content these days. I would love to have you. Peace and love.
You are now leaving the SK base. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And never forget, the Force will be with you, always.